So after going to the DELAMORE and talking to David, it looks like we both agree, and I agree, because the wall wasn't quite as big and scary as I thought, is to go with the Love War one. The Love War I do. If you're not familiar with the Love War series is a series of paintings I've done, quite simply bombs being replaced by hearts. So it's these big World War II planes bombing hearts instead of bombs. So it's very much the make love not war thing. It's not a high concept, it's quite easy to read. And I think it'll fit in pretty well though, the juxtaposition against the very old-fashioned building, the very landscaped gardens, with this very pop-arty, very blocky colour, plain white and black against a wall which is a few hundred years old. So it's going to look pretty good. This video now is going to be me trying to figure this all out, trying to figure out the sizes, mocking it up, trying to figure out what material I'm going to need, etc, etc, etc. And this will be the last video of the planning. After this it should be doing, as long as it gets the go-ahead. So this video may get a bit confusing, but hopefully it'll be of some entertainment. Right, I'm here with you. I'm just going to go to the computer and I'm going to talk you through what's going on. So here I'm in Photoshop and I'm opening up a document. You see in the background is the plane on the building, which is the old mock-up, which is not to scale. So I'm adding grids. Each of these grids is 1 centimetre. I'm using a scale of 1 centimetre to 100 centimetres. So every block you see here in red is actually a metre. So here I'm making 6.5 metres by 4.5 metres, which is the wall measurements up to where the roof starts, where the diagonal starts. So I've got a nice scale I can work with, and I've coloured it in brown because why not? Now I'm making it more manageable, and so we can see there. So that's the wall, and you can see that goes up to where the diagonal starts on the roof. So here's the plane, which is just taken from one of my old paintings. I've just cut it out one of my old paintings, and I'm pasting it on here, and I'm going to make it as big, keeping the proportions, so constrained proportions on that plane, and putting it in to see how big it is. Here you can see, if you count the blocks, it's about 4.5 metres. That's going to go down a bit. I think I'm taking it to about 4 metres. So that's just to get a visualisation of what it looks like, and I think that is a good size with the nose hanging over the edge. I think it's going to work well, so making that a bit smaller. Oh, here we go, I'm writing the sizes. So I've said 4.5 metres, but I'm actually going to change that to 4 metres. And then that's the wall size, which is 6.5 metres, and the height of the wall up to the diagonal of the roof is 4.5. Say 4.5, 6.5. 6.5 at the top, 4.5 at the side. And there's the angle bit. I'm sure there's a good name for that. What am I going to do now? The hearts, here you go. I'm just taking a basic heart template that's in Photoshop and just dropping them in just to see where they fit. That one obviously is crossing over, so I'll probably chop the sides off of that heart and make it look like it's sinking into the floor, the ground, whatever's there, the mud. And literally just figuring out here the progression of how big they're going to get, so they look like the 3D coming towards the viewer, whoever's going to be looking at the painting. And figuring out how many is there. I mean, I think I decided about 7. You've only got 6 there, but I add more later on. And trying to just see how they will look in the drop, to see if they're dropping equally. And trying to figure out the sizes. I think this is the most complicated bit. So figuring out the size of the actual plane is not too much trouble because the plane is straight, whereas this is multiple objects. So here I'm just messing around, trying to figure out if I should have them all in line or all up and down and around. The good thing about this is the hearts can really be arranged when we hang it, when we install it. The hearts do not really need to be locked down at the moment because whatever's going to work on the day, there may be a piece of bramble there that I can't touch, or a flower that is in the way, or a bit of vine. So as long as I get the graduation percentage of the hearts going down in size, it'll be absolutely fine. Now here you go. Now I was working on some measurements, saying that one's a metre, and then working back by half, but that's not going to work. That would not. That would end up with the last one very, very small, and that would have been a bit stupid. You just about see in the bottom corner that little bit of blue flashing. That's Stumpy. He's just don't know what he's up to. Probably pretending to do work, answering emails as he pretends, while his girlfriend's at work, working very hard to pay for all his clothes. Anyway, so this is, just making measurements, nothing interesting. So this is where my brain was starting to melt, and me and Stumpy were both trying to figure out how this should go back. Should it go back, taking 20 centimeters off, 30 centimeters off? Should they go down in percentages as the hearts get smaller? I could not figure it out, and you will see in a minute. Look at the mess that's getting in, and you will see here it gets really messy. This is the pad where I was trying to figure out what the down should be. So at the moment, starting on the top one was working it out about 10 centimeters for the smallest one, going up to about 1.2 meters. So that the division, trying to figure out how we should go up and down. The division, we figured out, go up about 10s and 20s, so go 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, you can see there right in the middle of the page, 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and whatever that says, and 120. And that will be, the biggest one will be 120. So that was the photoshopping, which may have looked a bit confusing, and it was very confusing, and it made my brain hurt. Here's what the plane will be, and this is to figure out the wood I'm going to need. It's going to be about 5 meters altogether. It's about 4.5, but we'll go to the extra just to be safe. And it's going to be about 2 meters at its highest, which is only going to be there. The rest of it here is probably only about a meter. But what I need to do now is figure out how I'm going to have to cut this down to, 1, get it painted on there, and 2, fit it in the car. So the next thing I need to do is measure the car. So update. I've just rang the DELAMORE to get a re-look at the size because I think it was a bit off. But saying that, this is good news. I think I can do it in meter by meter boards, which will make life much easier because that'll fit in the car easily. They're big. Meter by meter is about 40 inches by 40 inches, so they're big boards, but they are manageable. So this is what I've just done on Photoshop here. I've taken the plane. Now this is divided into meter by meter boards. See, meter, 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 meter. So these can all be painted individually and cut out and then stuck together with battens and to be hung on the wall. I think this should work okay. I'm pretty happy now I've seen that like that. That's really encouraged me because I can see how it will work. This is looking alright. I'm pretty happy. I've just spoken to Stumpy and he's recommending 8mm plywood and maybe 3mm plywood for the hearts. So we are slowly but surely getting it together. Next thing is to figure out how to fix it to the wall. That's my next challenge. Yeah, we're going alright.